Why would anyone ever choose pain? If you have the option for a medicated birth, shouldn't you take it? As a birth worker and natural birth mom myself, I get this question a lot, and today I want to share my answer with you. By the end of this video, you're going to know why an unmedicated birth brings life-changing benefits to you, the mother. But first, my name is Maria. I'm a doula, a Lamaze certified childbirth educator, and owner of the Primal pregnancy app, an evidence-based resource for holistic-minded women who want a healthy pregnancy and an empowering birth experience. In this video, I'm going to focus on you and all of the benefits that a natural birth bring to the mother. I have another video that focuses on natural birth benefits to the baby. You can watch that right here. Back to you. The first benefit that you enjoy, mama, is avoiding the cascade of interventions. And if you haven't heard of the cascade of interventions, that is where you opt for one intervention, like an epidural. The epidural then leaves you bedbound, you're unable to walk, which slows labor down, and then in order to speed labor back up, they give you Pitocin. However, Pitocin is known to overstress the uterus and expose your baby to danger, and then around 35% of the time, it ends in a C-section. C-section babies are then more likely to end up in the NICU, and C-section moms are far less likely to breastfeed, which means higher rates of postpartum depression, anxiety, less bonding, and a very poor start to your motherhood journey. Do you see what happened? One intervention led to another intervention, and then this whole cascade could have been avoided by saying no to the epidural in the first place. Now, not all epidural moms end up with Pitocin, not all Pitocin moms end up with a cesarean, but every intervention that does get introduced will make you more likely to need another intervention. So keep that in mind as you prepare to meet your baby. Fortunately, going natural allows you to skip over all of this, making your birth far less likely to need any outside medical assistance whatsoever. Okay, the second reason why a natural birth is preferable is mother-baby bonding. So my first birth was epidural free, but I did have Pitocin, so it wasn't completely unmedicated. I love my oldest child, and I hate admitting this, but I think it's important to talk about. And it did take some time for me to develop that bond with her. I did not get that instant mama bear feeling that I did with my second baby. My second was a home birth, 100% natural. I didn't even get a cervical check, literally nothing. And that primal instinctual bond was immediate and powerful right from the start. The reason for this is because labor meds like Pitocin or an epidural water down your body's oxytocin, which is your bonding hormone. So the mother-baby bond is stunted or delayed. It does develop over time, thankfully, but you don't want to wait to bond with your newborn. Those first few weeks are precious. On the flip side, the benefit to a natural birth is that you get to fully enjoy that powerful drive toward your infant right from the start. We are biologically wired to love and care for our babies. And with a natural birth, you get to experience the full force of your body's design. Every baby snuggle, every forehead kiss, that newborn scent, it's like crack. It all hits differently when you just let your body be. After an unmedicated birth, you are also far more likely to enjoy the golden hour, which is the first hour after your baby's arrival, where you stay skin to skin and then just bask in one another's company. A 2013 study found that mothers who enjoy this golden hour exhibit more nurturing and maternal behaviors toward their children 1 year after birth. And then 10 years after birth, those same mothers exhibited more emotional availability, which then impacted the children who showed better autonomic regulation and cognitive control. So, by indulging in this primal instinctive bond, you literally help yourself to become a better mom, and your child will benefit even in the long term, 10 years later. But bonding is not the only thing enhanced by a natural birth. The third benefit is an easier postpartum. And trust me, you want to make this as easy as possible. The postpartum period is rough. I'm not gonna lie. You're in pain, you're exhausted, breastfeeding is tough, and on top of normal new mom struggles, many women sink into postpartum depression or anxiety. 45% have birth trauma, and over 30% are recovering from major abdominal surgery or a severe vaginal tear. You do not want to complicate an already very difficult time. Fortunately, an unmedicated mother is far less likely to experience birth trauma, a C-section, or severe tearing. So by knocking these out, your postpartum journey just became much more easy. And for me personally, I think that postpartum is harder than birth. Yes, birth is more intense, but it's over within a day, while postpartum, you're exhausted, you're in pain, you're starving all the time, which is why I strongly recommend HelloFresh to all my postpartum mamas, by the way. This is the easiest and most delicious way to eat nourishing foods on a budget and on a time crunch. You can select for high protein, high veggie, whatever your preference is. HelloFresh has thousands of options to choose from with real fresh ingredients that you can throw together in minutes. Postpartum meal prep is tough, but HelloFresh makes it easy. Use my link below to get 10 free meals and free shipping with your first order, and you can cancel it once those first postpartum weeks are over, so that there are literally no downsides here. Something else that can be a struggle postpartum is breastfeeding, which is the fourth reason why an unmedicated birth is better for the mother. Breastfeeding is no picnic, y'all. In the words of my midwife, learning to breastfeed is like learning to dance. And with every new baby, it will be like learning a whole new dance with a whole new dance partner. Very few mothers have it easy right off the bat. I had a completely natural birth with my little boy. He latched immediately. We did the breast crawl. I have a great milk supply, and still, it was really tough for me to learn that dance. I had it rough after a natural birth, but after a medicated one, it doesn't look good. The baby is groggy while the epidural leaves his system. The golden hour is delayed or minimized. The hormone oxytocin, which the body needs to lactate, that gets watered down by the medication. There are so many little things that make breastfeeding even more difficult than it already is. On the flip side, during the course of a natural labor, your body produces an abundance of the bonding hormone oxytocin. After birth, oxytocin helps your baby trust you as a source of comfort and nourishment. Your baby also performs the breast crawl, where over the course of an hour, they literally crawl their way toward your breast and self-latch on their own. Your newborn has the instinct to do this, and by choosing a natural birth, these instincts are operating at full force, and your breastfeeding journey has just been made a whole lot easier because it got off to a good start. And not just that, but your milk comes in a lot faster. Medicated labors are often associated with delayed onset lactation. The poor mother, she's worried, she wants to nurse, but has nothing to give her baby. In the meantime, she chooses formula because it's better than nothing. You don't want the kid to starve. But then the bottle creates nipple confusion for the baby, and those first crucial days of learning to breastfeed are lost. Fortunately, a natural or even naturalized birth sets you up for success by giving you the hormones needed for bonding, breastfeeding, early lactation, and all of this contributes to a smooth breastfeeding journey. Okay. The next reason why a natural birth is beneficial to you, mama, is my favorite in the world, and that is, it's just a better experience. A natural birth makes for a better experience. And if someone had said this to me a few years ago, I would have laughed them out of the room. How on earth is it better to choose pain? Well, I want to tell you a story. A study was done to determine why some women have positive birth experiences while others walk away traumatized. The medical model assumes that the reason is pain. The worst part of childbirth is pain, so pump her up with drugs and bam, positive experience, right? Wrong. The data found that pain, length of labor, pushing, none of these affect whether the mom has a good or bad birth experience. The factors that actually count are emotional. How was I treated during labor? Was I in control, or were decisions made for me? Was I respected, or were things done to my body without consent? According to a 2024 review of 12,000 laboring women, as many as 20 to 40% experienced obstetrical violence, including forced interventions, non-consensual vaginal exams, forced episiotomies, physically restraining the mother, tying her to the bed, and verbally shaming or gaslighting her. The sad reality is that medical abuse is rampant, telling women that pain is the worst part of childbirth while all of this is going on is naive. Pain is mostly irrelevant when it comes to having a positive birth. Instead, respect, a feeling of safety, empowerment, these are the things that count. And by choosing a natural birth, you remain in control over what happens. United States hospitals with their life-saving interventions have a birth trauma rate of 45%, whereas birth centers, which only support unmedicated births, have far better outcomes. The American Association of Birth Centers states that 98.8% of birth center clients would return to the center for a subsequent birth. 98.8%. So nearly every woman who gets that natural experience in a supportive environment would do it again, pain and all. You want to be proud of your birth experience, not traumatized. There's a joke that you know every mom who had an unmedicated birth because she will tell you she had an unmedicated birth within 5 minutes. And no wonder, you feel on top of the world. Giving birth is easily my life's greatest accomplishment. And humble brag, I've gotten multiple degrees. I've traveled the world. I went to the National Spelling Bee in 7th grade. I've done a few cool things in my life, and none of it compares to bringing life into this world. And by fully experiencing that beautiful, challenging process, your birth is going to be incredible. Now, I do have to warn you that unmedicated childbirth takes a bit of preparation. You don't just decide, I'm gonna have a great birth, and it happens. No, you actually do have to prepare. Fortunately, the Primal Pregnancy app takes all the guesswork out of it. You'll learn how to manage pain, navigate interventions, and how to use your pregnancy and birth to make your baby smarter, healthier, and happier. So download the app right now. The link is below. I hope you liked this video. If you did, you were gonna love my other stuff. So hit subscribe to get the evidence-based tips you need to have the kind of birth you want, and I will see you next time.